Hey everybody, Colin Wilson with the Action Network here, and let's talk about our Moneyline round robin for college football week 3. All right, let's start off with a Moneyline anchor for our whole entire card. We do this by 2s and 3s in a round robin, which means we'll have 2 tickets of all the 7 teams, 3 tickets of all the 7 teams. That way, if you lose one, you still have a big profit at the end. So let's go ahead and start off with a Moneyline favorite, which is going to be Central Florida taking on TCU. Yes, the Knights are going on the road here to start off Big 12 play, but they have an extreme advantage running KJ Jefferson and RJ Harvey with inside zone read against the TCU defensive line. It's also going to be problems here for Josh Hoover throwing against the cover 3 defense of Ted Roof and UCF. Let's move on to the Big 10. We're going to take Indiana minus 140 on the road against UCLA here. UCLA is an absolute mess right now. They were completely terrorized by Hawaii down on the island to start off the season. Defensive havoc has been a major problem for the Bruins here. Now they're going up against Curt Cignetti, who has essentially transferred everything of James Madison over to Bloomington, and they have created defensive havoc at a top 10 rate so far this year. Let's back the Hoosiers at minus 140. Next up, Virginia plus 115. They'll comeback kids, stole one last week, 2 touchdowns in the final fourth quarter to come back to win that game outright. Now they're taking on a Maryland team that is kind of reeling without their 7th-year quarterback Talia Tagovailoa this year on the offensive side of the ball. Let's look to take the Cavaliers. Next up, the Island Boys, Hawaii, plus 165 coming to the mainland against Sam Houston State. Hey, listen, the last time Timmy Chang came to the mainland after coming off of a bye, he was a 23.5-point underdog against San Diego State, nearly won that game outright. This is going to be a serious problem for Sam Houston when it comes to a havoc allowed perspective on their offense. They have not been able to produce any kind of rushing attack whatsoever, and Hawaii has been great at tackles for loss. Hawaii plus 165 is the number there. Next up, the Gators at home hosting Texas A&M. When's the last time Texas A&M won on the road in the SEC or against an opponent like this? The Gators are going to have 2 quarterbacks here, Graham Mertz, DJ Lagway. There's plenty of explosiveness on this team, and there's a huge bias against Florida in the market right now because of what people saw in the first week. This is still a very talented team going up against a Texas A&M offense that doesn't have an identity right now. All right, moving on, Tulane going up to Norman to play Oklahoma. Listen, Tulane was just here a couple of years ago playing on this field and almost won the game outright. Now they're going to come in off of a good cover against the Kansas State team. And Oklahoma right now has been terrible throwing the ball. Jackson Arnold behind an inexperienced offensive line. It has not clicked yet, and Tennessee is coming to town next week. Tulane plus 425 with OU on an overlook to Josh Heupel, a former Heisman winner in Norman. Yes, please, Green Wave plus 425. Finally, let's go big or go home. Central Michigan plus 725 on the money line against Illinois. A little bit of a fraud box score in there. Kansas kind of gave the game away to Illinois, who got the win outright. Now a nice little sandwich spot. Illinois comes off a big win for Brett Bielema. He's got 1 week until he starts conference play in the Big Ten. Easy to overlook Central Michigan here. Let's give it a shot as our last play in our 7-team moneyline round robin for college football week 3. Let's recap them again. We got UCF minus 130, Indiana minus 140, Virginia plus 115, Hawaii plus 165, Florida plus 140, Tulane plus 425, and the big one, Central Michigan plus 725. Round robin by 2s and 3s. Good luck this week.